Hello, everyone. Welcome to it. I am Nulu, and this is my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me on my thoughts and opinions, which I usually do during the week. They are not so long. Usually, they are less than 15 minutes. That's when I share whatever thoughts and opinions I have in a particular issue or something good. It can be in business, in politics, in culture, meaning the industry of entertainment. Anyway, where I find interesting to actually talk about on this channel. Without further ado, today, guys, I just want to talk about how, as a country, we are yearning for doers. I've said this before and I'll repeat it again, simply because it's something which I don't think most of us understand it. And I understand where that also comes from. Previously, or rather let me say before we got our liberation as a country, the people, those who fought against the previous government, the one which of course championed the whole apartheid era, they fought them and promised us that liberation will come from them. And because of that, we should wait for somebody to be our hero. And as we wait, we should just be patient that someone is fighting for us, i.e. Nelson Mandela and the likes. It's not just him, I know. It's a lot of people, which some of them were not even in the ANC for that matter. And because of that, so many of our people have bought into that. And that is why today, when you look at the people who are getting paycheck from the government, they are so much more. That number has doubled, if not tripled, compared to what it was before, during the time of apartheid. Our people were told that we will be free and you will get everything free. It will be our time to enjoy all the fruits of our hard work. It sounded noble, still does, but then the impact it has had to us, it has been so dire, so much that most of our communities, the people, especially in the townships, you'd find that a large number of people in the township, they are quite dependent on social grants. Something that we all know, it doesn't take you anywhere as a person if your life is centered around that. Of course, I'm excusing the elderly citizens, but I'm talking about if you're a young person and you're dependent on any social grant, we all know that that's where your life would just be limited because you are better off in a workplace. Nevertheless, I was just giving us a backdrop of where we got this mentality of wanting to wait for the government to fix our issues. You'd find that even in our townships, it's so difficult for us to gather together and say, for instance, we have an issue of crime. It's difficult for us to be the ones who are championing and asking one another, what can we do? Having those meetings and saying, you know what, we cannot continue like this as a community. We cannot allow our children to be the ones who are actually holding us into hostage and making us not to be able to walk at night, going to the shops, coming from work. All of those issues that we find them to be the ones that lead us out of our communities and force us to go and stay in your white suburban areas, which at times we may not afford, because we're going there because we're looking for peace. We're also looking for service delivery. And all of that you then find we choose to vote with our feet, meaning to say that, you know what, to hell with this place. I'm just going to go and find a better place for me to stay with my family. I do not have to subject myself to this. Fantastic. But now, in that being said, that is why we find the mess that we are going through as a country is just perpetuated by politicians, of course. Because if there's one thing that the ANC know, they love, not even just them, but politicians they love, it's people who are dependent on them. Because when you're dependent on them, you will take whatever that they say, you will excuse their nonsense, and you will not have any arms to hold them accountable. And because of that as well, that is why even when they are held accountable by other groups of people who are not particularly Black, they feel that it is an offend. They feel that they are offended, and they are being attacked for just being asked. Why haven't we had a solution for Eskom's problems? What is the holdup? They would say, or rather, let's say when Begitele is asked, people are dying in our communities. You don't do nothing. Your police officers are so discouraged. There's little that is done when someone is calling a police van to come and intervene in a situation. They take forever. All of that. They feel very offended. And you'd remember that famous video of Begitele when he was actually furious when Ian Cameron asked him that, what are you doing? And he said very clear to him, you should resign because you are not doing your job. He felt attacked and had to take the page of the apartheid era and said that he fought. So therefore, how dare you ask him what does he do, or even hold him accountable? So that is the reason why we are here today. And like I said in the beginning, doers are the ones who will bring solutions, or the ones who will find our problems that we are facing right now. They'll be the ones who build something from nothing. They'll be the ones whose communities are thriving because they hold hands together and they do something about their issues. And as you've seen, Afriforum right now, they've started, or they're in plans to start a power station. A lot of other people had a lot to say. They also wanted to they actually pulled out the racial card and saying that they are privileged enough. That's why they're able to do that. They are in power. That is why we can't think everything that you can think about that can hold you into that one place and make us not to think outside our box and make us not to unite and fix our own problems. As long as we keep watching other groups fixing their problems, ours and us waiting for Nelson Mandela's party to save us, I doubt if we'd ever get to a place where we live a quality life as the Black people of this country. And if you think about it, it just goes even in every way. I've never seen anybody who sits and wait for people to do things for them ever succeeding in life, in anything for that matter. Whether you are in entertainment, whether you are in business, nobody. Those who do find something and are rewarded handsomely, they are the ones who choose to put their lives at risk. They are the ones who choose to champion their current challenge, find solutions, and make sure that the next person benefits from those solutions. That's the kind of society which I want to live in. And as a Black person, when you decide that you are tired of being a victim, you are tired of waiting for the government, and you have a different train of thought or mindset on these issues, then you'd be painted as though you are what do they call it? So many words that I can think about. You are a sellout, or rather that you're busy serving the white people. You love white people so much. All of those nonsensical rhetoric that they say, which, if you think about it, it doesn't make sense. How do you expect me to continue to suffer under this Black government, and you expect me to sit back and not do anything about it? If I choose to stay in this country, then therefore rest assured, with the strength that I'm blessed by the Lord, I will try to do something to better my own life, as well as also for the next generation. Because as a person, I'd still love to have children, and I'd love for them to be in a decent society. So it's interesting times ahead, which I can't wait to see. And I'm asking us, We need to stand up. Doesn't matter how small you might think the efforts we put in, we need to stand up. We can't continue like this. We need to be those, yes, I know we're doing better when it comes to business. There's a lot of black-owned businesses out there. But then if I am running a business and I'll be faced with the challenge of electricity that just goes out for 6-10 hours a day, then my business is good as not running. So which means I can do well for myself and my business and the people that I've employed. But still, the issues of the government would still affect me. And that's what I mean when I say that we can't pretend like we do not feel what is going on in our society and what the politicians do to jeopardize our tomorrow. Doers are the ones who are going to continue winning big time, are the ones who are going to continue create services that actually brings that are solution orientated, and we will pay good amount of money for those solutions. For that matter, we've been doing it since the ages of time, and we will continue to do so. And some of us will continue to hate on capitalism, to hate on solution-oriented people, simply because we just love, as in my language we say, imbuto yamaqheki, a circle of complainers. That's what we love. So therefore, going forward, that's the kind of spirit I'm moving on in this year. Spirit of doers. Spirit of doers. That being said, guys, have a wonderful week ahead if we don't meet this week. But let me know what you think and how we can go about being more of doers in our society and forgetting about all these ridiculous politicians. Have a blessed way. Bye.